Hey everyone, welcome to Budgeting with Darcy. It's so great to have you here today. Hello, I am Darcy. So on my channel, I talk about budgeting, personal finance, and saving money. So today I'm going to talk about the best gift to buy your 18-year-old kid. And so the quote that I think most should guide this discussion is this one right here. Instead of buying your kid what you never got, you should teach your kid what you were never taught. Education is so important. It's important to not only show your kids what you didn't have or give your kids what you didn't have, but to teach them. Education is so important. Education is something that, unfortunately, the school systems don't teach kids what they need to know to actually be successful adults in the real world. And so sometimes high school doesn't teach them. A lot of times college doesn't teach them. And sometimes even at home, there's not principles that are taught because, let's say, the parents don't come from an educational background where they were taught that. So nowadays it's so important to constantly be educating yourself. And even more important, it's crucial that your child, that your kid is educating themselves. To all those out there who are watching this, I believe that you are great parents, or that you have the capacity to be great parents. That's not what this video is about today, because this video is about what I wish I could have gotten as a gift when I was 18 years old. So the best book you should buy your child is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And so in the description below, I include a link to this book as well as about 10 other great books that will just grow your child's mind. So what's truly important is that, unfortunately, in the classroom, in high school, in college, they don't always teach you about the importance of, let's say, social skills, the importance of building wealth. What is actually building wealth? Like, what are the stages? What are the steps it takes in order to get there? I believe you are able to build wealth first by maximizing your income. Maximizing your income and reducing your expenses. The next step in that is budgeting. So once you're able to have a great job, then you budget, right? And so budgeting falls within maximizing your income and minimizing your expenses. And then once you're able to get a solid budget, then you can save. And after you save, then you can invest. After you invest, you can build wealth. So schools don't teach you that. Schools don't teach you that headspace. What schools teach you is that you need to go get a great job, and then after you get a great job, then you should be fine. And then you should get a higher job. You should get a higher paying job, one that gives you more money, that has more responsibility. But even though you have that high income, do your expenses increase as your income increases? So in school, they don't teach you how to live below your means. They don't teach you about getting skills to work your way up that corporate ladder, like those social skills, like those skills that you can't learn in a classroom, but you need to learn through interacting with other people. People skills, I would say, is crucial to having that well-rounded life where you can get to the stage of building wealth for yourself. And so I feel like people skills, money skills, how you think about money, how you spend your money isn't taught in the education system. And so unless you come from rich parents and then that passes down to their kids, you don't get that knowledge unless you find that knowledge outside of the classroom. So please look at those links below where I include books that are crucial in terms of growing your kid and giving them the skills that they need to go out in their jobs, to go out in any field that they want to do and make money and be successful. So the 5 things that Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this book right here teaches you, I will go into detail. So one of the things I learned by reading this book is growth mindset. So a lot of times in schools, you can learn that, oh, that kid's smarter than me. They must have been raised smart, or they must have been naturally gifted. Their IQ must be high and mine is low. But what Rich Dad teaches you is that you are constantly learning. You can constantly learn. Like, even though you don't know certain things, or let's say you're not good at a subject, you can still learn that through practice, through dedication, through putting in that time, your skill set can grow. So your IQ, your intelligence within a subject can grow. And I believe that. So that's more of a growth mindset, saying that you are not limited by what you currently know, but that you can learn new things, which will set you up on the pathway to success and to what you want in life. I believe that my intelligence is not fixed, and that whatever I want to learn, whatever I want to grow in, I can learn it on my own through reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Everything I need to know, I can read in a book and apply it in a real world situation in order to grow from it. But if your kid feels like they are struggling to figure out what they want to do in life, where they want to go, give them this book, and no matter what they do, they can get value from whatever they do, whatever brings them happiness. They can get value from it in the market because they are better at something that distinguishes them from everybody else, and they just need to find out how to capitalize on that. Hey everyone, I have a goal of hitting 100 subscribers by the end of this year, so please help me out and smash that subscribe button. Thank you so much. The second thing this book really teaches you about is investments. How to think about investments and what stage is it in the overall process of growing wealth and growing who you are as a person. And so what Robert Kiyosaki really goes into is the cash flow quadrant, where he talks about the different ways to earn income. You can earn active income or passive income. So active income could look like being an employee. Also, it could look like being a business owner, but being an individual business owner. It means that you run everything yourself. So that means that you are exchanging time for money. So if you aren't putting in time, you aren't getting money back. And so typically speaking, that's what people do, middle class and poor people do, in order to earn their money. And so what he does is a great job distinguishing between active and passive income. Passive income is where people truly build their wealth. And so the different forms of passive income could look like investments, like real estate, which Robert Kiyosaki, he loves real estate. Robert Kiyosaki also does a great job of talking about real estate and the benefits that real estate brings. I personally am not in the business of real estate, although I have paid for some courses where that knowledge, where I can tap into those resources if I need to and if I'm ready in that stage. Right now, I'm focused on the stock market, not as much so real estate. But that is an asset class that appreciates over time. So you can build passive income through the stock market. That's where I like the field of the stock market. I believe that that's my expertise. That's where I have the most experience and where I enjoy taking and extracting money from the stock market and putting it back into my pocket. That's what I enjoy, and that's one of the income sources I plan to have moving forward in the future, where I will be able to get passive income. And then lastly, another form of passive income he talks about is franchises. So franchises is basically a business model where you don't have to be the sole person working, where other people that you get to join your team will be working, but you will be making revenue off their work. So you will constantly be making money, and it won't be tied to your sole effort, but the effort of multiple people all working together. And so again, he separates active income from passive income. Passive income is where wealth is truly grown, built, and developed. And so he does a great job of breaking down what exactly that is and how to grow wealth, or how rich people grow wealth versus middle class and poor people. So the importance to know when it comes to passive investments is that instead of you making that money, it's money making money. To clarify, that's money that's compounding, meaning that there's interest grown over time based off the initial money that was invested. So it grows, and grows. Instead of it growing only solely based off your own efforts, it grows over time. So it's money making money. So that's a concept that not too many people understand, but that the wealthy understand really, really well. They say let their money work for them instead of working for their money. And so that's just something that's not taught in schools. It's just not taught. And I went to one of the top universities. That just was not taught in school. And so unfortunately, I had to learn it in a book. I had to invest in my educational knowledge outside of a school system in order to get the things that I needed to know in order to build wealth for myself. Also, Rich Dad Poor Dad does a great job of saying that education isn't everything. I am so thankful for my education. It provides me a baseline where I can go in to a plethora of job markets and say, I got this degree from a top-ranked university, and I can do very, very well and be very, very successful with that. But there's also education that you need to learn outside of a classroom. If you solely go based off the education in a classroom, it will be insufficient to maximize what you need to maximize in your life. You will not know the financial knowledge. You will not know how to save money. You will not know how to think about money if you solely rely on the education in the class. And so, again, I would gift, the best gift is a book that moves your kid forward, that gives them the knowledge that they need to be successful and be happy in their life, because there will be a shocker once they graduate from college or once they leave high school, the environment of the work world. And so it's important to know that they can have other options available to them. And the way you know that is through reading books. And then lastly, what Robert Kiyosaki does a great job of clarifying in his book is the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets are things that add money to you. Liabilities are things that take money away from you. And so one of the crucial things he distinguishes is a house, right? So some people, as it relates to real estate, some people are renting out houses that they own. So they are making more money in return for owning that asset. But others, they just live in their house, they pay property taxes, they pay maintenance fees, they pay for upgrades on their house, and their house is taking so much money away from them. And the value of that house isn't appreciating as much as their expenses are increasing. And so that is where he distinguishes between an asset and a liability. So a lot of times people think things are assets in their life that are bringing value to them and can appreciate over time, when in fact that is not the case. That is not the case, and unfortunately, we are taught things or thought to think about certain purchases as assets when they are not. So Robert Kiyosaki completely throws everything previously thought all over. If once your child reads this book, their path for how they'll take their future will forever change and grow, and that they will have a better headspace in terms of what the job market looks like and overall what their income sources look like, so that they can develop wealth for themselves. At the end of the day, what I want to do, what I want you all to do, and to teach your kids to do, is to build wealth that can be generational wealth, that can pass on to their kids' kids. That's what I hope, and that's what I hope for myself and my future family. And so that is the key. And so Robert Kiyosaki, reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, can be the first step, can be the best Christmas gift that you ever buy your kid. So instead of getting your kid what you never got, you can teach them what you were never taught, so that they can carry that knowledge with them through the rest of their lives. And that's the kind of Christmas gift that's priceless. Please let me know what you think. Please let me know if you have any comments, concerns, feedback. I would love to hear about it. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers again, so please subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 by the end of this year, 2020. So thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Bye.